Hello and welcome to the Tax Reform India channel. I'm Bharat and I'm excited to kick off the fourth session of our series, Why Tax Reforms Are Critical. Today we embark on a second stepping stone to the tax solution, exploring the importance of tax reforms. So please watch until the end and you won't be disappointed. Let's dive right in. In today's interesting session, we will discuss in detail how DTT or Digital Transaction Tax benefits taxpayers. It goes without saying that from now on, completing previous sessions are compulsory. You may be able to understand, but you won't be able to correlate. In order to correlate these sessions better, completing previous sessions are mandatory. From the previous sessions, we have established that DTT at 2% has tripled existing tax revenue of GOI or the Government of India. But for taxpayers, DTT stands at only 1%. How is that possible? Let us demonstrate with an example. Consider a digital transaction of 1000 rupees where I as a buyer decide to buy goods from a merchant from another state. As per DTT model, the 2% splits equally as 1% each between buyer and merchant. It's important to note that transactions can happen only between two entities. If we split this DTT equally to states and center, you see a very healthy tax distribution between states as well. Notice that if you do a grand total, it is 20 rupees, which again rolls up to 2% of DTT. Hence, we can summarize that DTT is 1% of digital deposits and digital withdrawals put together. It's important to note that we don't have to levy DTT as and when a transaction happens. DTT can also be aggregated and computed in a quarterly manner or in any year or half-year patterns as well. Now, let us take a salaried employee example. His earnings are 18 lakhs, his expenditures are 10 lakh rupees per annum. His taxes as per old regime is around 1.811 lakhs. Now comes the interesting part. Take a look at DTT. Just 28,000 rupees. This eventually translates to 1.53 lakh rupees of savings and a tax benefit of 85% for Mr. S. Let's take another salaried employee example. His earnings are 40 lakhs per annum. His expenditures are 30 lakhs per annum. His taxes as per old regime is around 7 lakhs per annum. And now comes the interesting part. He also has a 2 lakhs of side income. Now comes the interesting part. Now DTT, as per the current formula, it adds up to only 72,000 rupees. It eventually translates to 6.28 lakhs of savings and 90% of tax benefits for Mr. P. Now when I presented this, I got a statement, my income is not even in the taxable bracket. How can I calculate my savings? What it eventually means is you are just an indirect taxpayer and you will have to compare it against indirect taxes. Please remember, even though you are not in the taxable bracket, you will be availing a lot of services and products anywhere between 5 to 18% of GST. If you compare it to the GST that you are paying, then there also DTT will be a much more effective taxation regime. Now, let's take one example of a person who is not in the taxable bracket. His income and expenditure put together is 1.5 lakh rupees. At 1% DTT, this comes up only to 1,500 rupees. And 1,500 rupees will be very less compared to all your GSTs paid together. Kindly perform the same set of activities, taking your salary for any other year. Even 1% of digital transaction tax at an individual level has brought out 80 to over 90% of savings. And this is why I'm saying again and again, DTT can prove to be a game changer for our country's taxation. So session 5 is going to come up with something more mind-blowing insights. We will be showing how we can recover our national debt through DTT. We'll further investigate into our historical tax data. And you can do the same to be prepared for that session. Please do the same kind of historical analysis of DTT from 2017-18 onwards. If you like this video, please share it to your friends who might find it useful. If you feel like sharing feedback or any questions you have on this session in particular, please comment in the comment box. Please give our video a thumbs up if it really found it useful. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are constantly updated with our sessions. Thank you very much. See you soon.